The Shack is back. Greetings, Kooplings, and welcome back to PSVG's Nintendo Shack, your weekly dose of Nintendo goodness. My name is Donnie Reese. I am your host, and my co-host is Miss Caroline, as always. What's up, girl?
What's up? Apparently, I'm Captain Marvel.
You're Captain Marvel. Yeah, you're Carol Danvers. No. I think so. I don't know. Devin has the final say, but I like it. After having seen Captain Marvel, you seem like Captain Marvel. she's a badass, and and we'll let you know about it too. That's There's a lot of Caro in there.
Okay. Shall we do the haiku for the week?
Please do.
Barry Cathcart, this one's for you, dude. Barry is Irish. At least I think he's Irish. You are Irish, right? That's my haiku.
He's Australian. He's like, what are you talking?
Really?
No, I have no idea.
Oh. So Barry is an Irish name. That's the only reason that I was like, I wonder. Barry are Irish.
Before we move on, I do want to thank our patrons, all the folks that support us over at patreon.com/PSVG, all of our producers. So thank you, Coach Hulk, Callow, Devin, Kevin, Chris, Kyle, Joel, Josh, the Bonesaw, Barry Cathcart, and Paul Calicote. I'm not going to read them off every week, but after, I don't know, I'm not sure how you feel, after 2 or 3 weeks, I'm like, I got to say it again. It feels bad.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Miss Caroline, we're going to begin the show like we do every week with what we've been playing this week, and let you go first. What have you been doing, playing, watching, whatever? What have you been up to?
I played a game this week. Holy crap! Wow. Holy crap!
It's like you do a video game podcast.
Yeah, or something. I felt a little guilty when you were talking last week about, I've been playing Yoshi again, and you're like, I've gotten however many gems, and I was like, dang, man, I've only gotten 1.
4.
Okay, well, I rest my case. I did play it for a few days, so I've been kind of just meandering about, 100%ing areas as I get to them.
I'm not 100%ing things.
Yeah, I just do that. It's just how I operate. Having fun with it still. I don't know if I will beat it in time for my new game coming out. I have been preparing for my time at Porsche, which comes out physically on Tuesday. So I will be streaming that when it comes out. And I've been just looking at what people recommend for new beginners, because these games, I knocked myself for Stardew because there were things that I didn't do in Stardew in the beginning, and I was like, well, great. I might as well just create a new save file because I feel like I've missed things in the first month that I should have been doing. So without spoiling anything, I just checked out a couple of people. This has been in beta for so many months now that there was a good bit of material on it, and people have come up with their top 5 things that beginners should know. So I've been looking at stuff like that. I've been preparing. I've been informing myself about a new game. But other than that, it's been Yoshi.
How are you liking Yoshi now that you've got some time into it?
Oh, I love it. I still haven't played. I feel like at the halfway mark, I'm not at the halfway mark, to be honest with you. When I get to the halfway mark, I think I will have a fair assessment on how it compares to Yoshi's Woolly World. But I'm still liking Woolly World more just because of how much time I spent with it, how much I enjoyed the stages. And
how much of that is because Woolly World was new and this is not?
What do you mean new?
As in, Woolly World, when they got to Woolly World, it was, brand new for, the Yoshi series. It's been a while since Yoshi, and it was, a huge, different style, everything for Yoshi. And this is very much in the same vein.
Right. That probably has something to do with it. I feel like this is just maybe expounding on what the original game was, or what Woolly World was. And that's not a bad thing.
Right.
There's something about... I find myself humming Woolly World tunes more than the Crafted World songs seem just a little bit slower, not as catchy, even though they have the same Yoshi motif. I will say that I did play that Halloween stage, and I prefer that one to the Ghost stage.
I would love an entire game.
It was so good.
A Yoshi Halloween game would be amazing. I would love that.
I actually got spooked when the Shy Guy comes down with the scythe and starts attacking at you. I was like, oh my god!
It's this is
I thought you could hit him, and you couldn't hit him,
Nope.
So I lost a ton of health on that.
I've been thinking about it since last week because I hated the fact that I came here and I was like, I don't know what to say about Yoshi. But that's kind of where I am with Yoshi. It's not that it's bad. I'm not really excited about it. It's a fun game. It's good. Kirby last year felt so different with all the different multiplayer characters. Felt like there was a lot to talk about, and there was some discussion about it. I don't really feel like there's any that real discussion around Crafted World, or really anything to say. That's the weird thing with it. It's a great 8. It's like it's a great game. I'm not trying to review it, but like I just kind of feel like that it is exactly what you think it is.
Yeah,
it's
it has been making me rage in a couple of places.
Oh, really?
Scavenger hunts really make me rage. I mean, I spent like 20 minutes looking for one final. I think it was a shy guy in the circus area. Couldn't find him for 20 minutes. And then as I'm crossing the finish line, I'm like, you know what? I'll just finish the course, come back later and say my progress. As I'm like, literally the camera turns to where it pans and it shows you the goal. And I see it behind a curtain. Had I not actually gotten to that part where it tilted the camera, I wouldn't have even come across it. But that made me so angry. I went back and forth through the same stage about 3 times.
I do think I like the little activities that you got to do to earn your flowers and things. I think that's probably the best thing that the game has going for it, because the Yoshi platforming is basic. It's basic platforming. But the little mini games and things that they throw in there really, I think, kind of spice up the little walk through the levels. I like, the Poochie rides, which are fun. They're kind of like auto runners, but you still have to play off of them. And then the puzzles are good. I really like the I'm not sure what you call it, like the shooter mechanic things when you flip the world and you've got to start throwing. You've got to start either like flipping the shy guys around, or you got to hit the groundhogs and all that. Like that really adds something to it. I just don't know. Like I can't hit the mic and talk about how fun and exciting and great Yoshi is as much as I think it is. It's a beautiful game. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm just not like really excited to finish it. I did play a little bit more last week, and I stopped playing it because I started playing games on Xbox and other things that I won't talk about here, but I'm not really feeling like an urge to go back either. That's the other thing. I'm just like, I don't know. I think, and honestly, I think it has more to say about me and kind of what I'm playing and what I want to play than it does anything about Yoshi. I'm not trying to make sound. That's the thing. Yeah. I'm not trying to say bad things about Yoshi. I'm just trying to say something about Yoshi.
We had this like super. It was touched on a little bit in the Discord, but it was kind of a very psychological moment where I forget who started it, but we were talking about that you're not the same gamer as you used to be, X amount of years ago, and nostalgia plays a big factor and stuff. I don't know. Maybe that just has to do with it's a phase thing that happens from year to year.
Yeah.
Maybe you're just not in a Yoshi phase right now.
And I think it's not helping that my kids are not interested. Honestly, my kids have been kind of bringing me down about gaming. This has not been a recent thing. This has been the last, 2 years. I asked Victoria the other day, I showed her the Nintendo Direct Animal Crossing unveil again, and I tried to talk to her about Animal Crossing. She's like, yeah, I don't think I want to play Animal Crossing.
What?
And it's just like it hurts to hear it because she
hurts me.
She played like 130 hours of Animal Crossing. She played it so much. She played it for like 2 years of her life. She played Animal Crossing, and now she's telling me she didn't even want to play it. And she doesn't really play games at all anymore. The only thing that she's really interested in is if it's not Just Dance or Rock Band. She does still like playing Rock Band with me, but even then she doesn't play the game. She just sings. She's going through that like early teenage year phase where she just trying different things. She doesn't want to play any games though, and it's weird because she played so many games with us for so long. Like on the very early days of PSVG, she was like a streamer for us. Well, yeah, that sounds exactly like my sister. My sister was always playing with me when she was younger, and then once I kept going with the games, but she just lost all sorts of interest. She's dropped them like a bad watching habit. Me. She and plays mobile games. Weird. She likes this game that she's got on her phone, this little match 3 thing that she does, and she does that for hours, and she's not interested in DS or even the Vita that I bought her. Like she plays it only when she's on vacation, like when she's stuck in a car. She needs something to do, yeah. And even Jack. Sad. Jack didn't play nearly as much Smash as I was, anticipating. And even him, like he's not interested in playing Yoshi at all. He's not interested in playing a lot of things. He's interested in playing Fortnite and Pokemon. Hopefully, he dropped Let's Go pretty quick. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe like the 3rd town. Oh my gosh! Yeah, and I think it was the motion mechanics and stuff more than anything else. Plus, at the time, I can see that. When we got the Pokeball, if you remember, how much I was playing Pokemon Go, he
Yeah.
kept playing a lot of Pokemon Go
Okay. Well,
and
I mean,
not really playing Let's Go. Now we showed him the trailer and everything, and he's really into Sword and Shield. I think he's going to want to play it, but I don't know. We'll see. But I know he wants that Marvel game, and outside of that, he really hasn't said much. The gaming in my household of late has been a solo experience, and it's a little...
dude, if you need somebody to hang out with at E3, we're pretty close.
That's
I
true.
mean, seriously.
We may have to do that. Yeah, because I don't even know if they're going to want to watch E3 anymore, to be honest with you.
Oh,
I honestly
that's
don't
so
know.
depressing.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
my worst fear, that I have a child that's not interested in that kind of stuff. I mean, it's fine if they want to do what they want to do, but at the same
and
time, I kind of want to experience that with them.
I don't force them on it, and I think with Jack right now, he's really into what his friends are playing. He still likes playing games, but he
Fortnite
wants to play with his friends. So they're playing Fortnite and Apex Legends, and that's cool, and I encourage it. Like, I get it. But, if you, like, he stopped playing Breath of the Wild. He beat 2 of the dungeons he hadn't played anymore. So, I don't know.
I went through that stage where I wanted to play nothing but MMOs with my friends.
Hey, I get it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Except for Victoria, except for her, she'll play anything that's VR. She's into VR right now. She wants Labo VR, PlayStation VR. She likes the VR. She had her girlfriends over. She wants to show them. She won't play it on her own, though. It's another thing. She don't want to play by herself. With Victoria, gaming is now a social activity. She only wants to do it with friends. She doesn't want to play anything by herself. So, I don't know.
It's a phase of life, I suppose.
Let's see. I'm playing Shakedown Hawaii, which came out yesterday. I've probably put 8 hours into it since yesterday. I played a lot.
That's not bad.
I played it all night, and I took it with me to work, and then I got home early, and I played it again, and I love it. So I want to highlight Nintendo Life's review, only to contrast at least my own early impressions. Nintendo Life really didn't like the meta game behind it. They talked about the mission structures, everything's really short, it's somewhat repetitive, you're going to do a lot of the same thing over and over again, and they kind of they called it things like busy work and things like that.
Oh.
Which I'm a little upset about, because the other game that I've been playing, although it's not a Nintendo game, has been Sim Golf, which you already know about. And we haven't talked about this, but I have discovered a way to make Sim Golf run on my Windows 10 PC, and the addiction has set in hard. I've been playing that game daily for a while now, and I bring that up only to say that Shakedown Hawaii has like the city builder mechanic in it that I am addicted to, and I love it.
Oh, I'm sure.
So for all the things that Nintendo Life was like, I can't believe that this makes the game bad,
I love
this is the best part of the game. You ever play The Godfather?
No.
So I
didn't know that there was it's based off the movie?
Sort of, loosely. Not really. You play as a different character. You don't follow like the actual storylines of the movie. But there was a Godfather. I want to call it Black Mafia Edition or something. I can't remember.
I saw some of the
Wii.
clips that... Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm not thinking about the same thing.
So the one, Black Hand, I think is what it's called. I think it's called The Godfather Black Hand Edition on the Wii. Now, I played it on Wii, and I also played it on 360. Shakedown Hawaii, mechanically, like systematically, reminds me a lot of that game. Now, that game was like a real is not the right word. That game was a 3D GTA clone, but like GTA 3. It was old. We're talking like 2008. But you had safe houses that you bought. You went out and shook down, local store owners to like get your VIG. You did that to an entire neighborhood to take on the gang. You took out the gang leader. You took over all. It was very economic. You were taking over the city. It was, your crime family. You were actually
organized crime.
Yes, you were doing mafia-like things. That's what Shakedown Hawaii has. You shake down all these store owners, all these different things, so you can buy them out. It's all kind of set against you're this main character's old dude, and he's just basically disconnected. It's very funny. They have a lot of very tongue-in-cheek jokes. Like they make fun of.
I saw the thing that you posted about the TV.
So they've got all these video game things like that, Storage Wars, all these things. Like he hates the internet. He's like he has a business and it's tanking. And he's like watching TV and there's commercials like free shipping. He's like, free shipping? Who's doing this? And so you go and you sabotage all these delivery vehicles. So the competition can't have free shipping. So it's that's the tone. And the 16-bit, I've got to say, has me so much more intrigued into playing
it. Looks really pretty.
Than Retro City ever did. I never was really into Retro City. I got the idea. I liked the concept, but the 8-bit and all that, like even on the 3DS, I was like, not really. But this is like, it's a 16-bit GTA, but I would call it the Godfather thing. And, it's very vibrant. It's got all this like nice 80s flavor. It's great. It's fantastic. I'm just taking over this, like I took over, you do it pretty early on. You take over a car repossession. You go back in car repo. And so you just like walk around the neighborhood and you find all these cars and you just like basically just like steal them and drive them back.
It's awesome.
And the cops try to come get you and you take out gangs and I was one time like you just set the entire store on fire with like a flamethrower. And you get all of these weapons really early on. Like I had them probably my first hour and a half, first hour 90 minutes, and it's just really fun. For all the, and again, I'm not saying that Nintendo Life is wrong. I just want to bring it up. So if you're not in, I'm trying to paint the picture. If you're not into that type of stuff, the city building part, you may not like it, because a lot of the stores, you basically have, I don't know, 6-7 different types of activities when you go to shake down a store owner. So either they'll bring your gang in, or you'll smash up the shelves, or you'll stuff their toilet with paper and like make it overflow.
That's great.
Or they'll call the cops and you actually have to take on the cops like out on the street. You got to do one of those things. So eventually you're going to start doing it over and over and over again.
Over and over.
But I don't mind because I like it, because I want to keep increasing my money, my daily money, so I can keep taking over the higher end shops. I don't know, like that constant progression, that constant reward of doing it is fun, and it's really fast, which is something that I really appreciate. I think it's very mobile. It kind of feels like a mobile game, or at least it's built on the concepts that a lot of mobile games deploy these days.
Constantly continue checking back and doing things.
You can go anywhere you want, and you can hop into a store and you can do one of these little challenges in 60 seconds.
Oh, wow.
So
that's super fast.
It's easy to sit there and do 10 of them in a row. And all of a sudden now you've doubled your money per day. So, like you kind of get that urge to do it again and keep doing it. And you look up and 3 hours have gone by and you haven't really done anything but take over like this strip mall. And it's very, and it's a big map for like the type of game it is. Like I imagine I'll be playing it for a little bit. You get daily money. I'm not sure the exact timer. I actually probably should have sat there and looked at it, but I don't know. I feel like days pass, like, I don't know, every 30 minutes. It's like every 30 minutes you get a lump sum of money based on your progression. So it just
sounds
keeps
about right.
It just keeps building on it, like you just keep getting the rewards, you keep seeing the points, you keep seeing the thing. So it's just very easy, almost addictive to keep playing.
Yeah, constant. Yeah.
I could very easily see this being on a phone where you either have like cooldown timers and microtransactions. I could totally see that being the same thing, except on the Switch you don't, which just makes it even more fun. There's none of that, and the little stories that you do in between are just funny little gags. They're done. They're like the Storage Wars thing. That's so stupid.
Yeah,
so you just laugh. There's this one where so you play on the other thing that the game does is you play as multiple characters. So you play as the guy, but then he has a son, and it's like, so you hop over to him to do a mission, and he has another guy who's like in like South America. So like you just zip off to another planet, where you take over a farm. You're fighting the cartel because instead of paying the middleman for like fruits for your grocery store, you want to get it directly from the source. So you start taking them. So like this, and this kind of hops back and forth, and you just kind of keep on this rotation. But his son is like really into video games. So, in one of the cutscenes, he comes to his dad and he's like, what are you doing with these video games? He's asking him to like charge batteries for his controller. He's like, what do you mean your controller doesn't recharge itself? What a racket. And he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, this is $1 billion industry. And he goes, $1 billion, huh? Pulls out his little tablet and starts thinking about it. So apparently you own, it's called like Coca-Cola, Caupe, Coca-Cola. And this is a terrible drink. Nobody buys it. So he goes to the Coca-Cola place and he's like, we've got to get on this gaming thing. So instead of Coca-Cola, they changed it to Gamer Cola. And he's like, put in a free XP weekend. He's like, what's an XP weekend? He's like, I thought you would know. I have no idea. The kids like it. It's just stupid. It's stupid stuff like that. It's mindless fun. That's it. It's mindless fun. It's everything I could have wanted it to be. I'm not giving you a review, but I spent $20 on it and I spent I don't know, a night and a half, 2 play sessions with it, and I'm going to play it after this, and we keep playing it until I beat it because it's just a blast. So I really like these types of games. I love the little city management part of it. It's probably my favorite. I'm
going to have to get it then.
I was enjoying Nintendo Life's review, and they started talking about that, and now having played it, I kind of wish that they went further. Like, I kind of wish there was a little bit more to the city builder. Like, there was a little, I don't know, like the cops were trying to take my stuff back from me or something. I wish there was another extra layer, because it's simple. You always win. You know, it's not like, it's not hard. I've died a couple times, but my own dumb self for not like trying, just shooting, randomly shooting. Cause
there's only so much they can do for you with $20.
I mean, I already broke the 1 million mark. One of the cool things, because it's on a timer, so there've been times where, like, last night I had it on and I was playing, and I went to go eat dinner, and I came back and my bank had like $400,000. I was like, oh my gosh, because it's just timer just keeps going. So there doesn't seem to be any like any timeline for doing what you're supposed to do or have to do. You don't have to do it by a certain date. There's none of that. So. And I'm sure, like, there is more that I haven't even unlocked yet. There's all these building upgrades. I've gotten a few, but there's these building upgrades. Like, everything you do, every business has its own little, like, meta that you can jump into and start populating. So I imagine this is going to be the type of game, but by the end, you're going to have to buy all the things, max out all the things, do all the things. You've got to take over the world, as Pinky in the Brain would say. So,
oh yeah, Pinky in the Brain.
That aside, that's it for me.
Well, I'll be more chatty next week, for sure.
So let's go ahead and jump into the news block. The original Devil May Cry is coming to Nintendo Switch this summer. Capcom is bringing it to the Switch digitally only.
Yep.
And they didn't say whether or not this was going to be like the classic edition of the game from PS2 or the HD.
Oh yeah, it's been revision. PS2. I think. Wait, was it PS1 or PS2?
I think it was PS2. I want to say it was PS2, but I might need to fact checking that.
Okay.
But they did put up some screenshots that look HD-ified, so it looks like we're getting the HD version from the trilogy that they put out on PlayStation 3, and subsequently PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
PlayStation 2, 2001.
That's what I thought.
I got something to say really quick. This is a digression a little bit. I'm lying awake in bed Saturday night going into Sunday morning. It's probably early Sunday morning at this point. And I'm thinking to myself, what characters do they put in Smash now? And I'm thinking, they have a great reputation and a good relationship with Platinum Games now because of Bayonetta. If Joker can get in, why don't they put Dante in? And then 2 days later, this news drops. You can't tell me that Dante is not a possibility for Smash now.
I think that was everybody's reaction. There were a lot of rumors that we were going to have a Smash character unveiled soon. And this news put a lot of people on Dante watch.
Well, it's just such a coincidence that I was thinking about this Saturday night over the weekend and thinking that Dante would be a good character. And then this drops.
Gonna kind of sound like Kevin here. I have some issues with putting Dante in Smash.
I understand that, but I'm saying I think he's a good character, and I think based on the relationship that Nintendo already has with Platinum.
Well, it's Capcom.
Well, Capcom, yeah, but the creators of
sure.
Devil May Cry,
I gotcha.
Doing Bayonetta and all that stuff. I think that they have a
kind of my
good
issue.
Relationship.
One, Dante's never been on a Nintendo system before. That's my big issue. Now they're putting the first one on here, but they didn't. Well, let's finish the news story. We're not getting the trilogy,
right?
And we didn't get a cost. We just got it's coming this summer, and it's this piecemeal game. I mean, I like Devil May Cry. I don't know if I'd go as far as saying a Devil May Cry fan. I've played a lot of them. Mm-hmm. Someone who's played a lot of the Devil May Cry games, like I don't think it's like the best one. If you were going to if the plan is to get Dante and Smash, like let's say that's what's going on behind the scenes, why wouldn't you put DMC 3 out first?
Absolutely.
Like start from the beginning and let's get the prequel and like let's walk it forward. Or I mean, honestly, why is the trilogy not here? Why is this not the trilogy? Why are we getting piecemeal games?
Maybe they're working on doing the trilogy porting and they're just releasing them single. I know, I understand, but I'm saying they're like releasing them one at a time and then eventually they're going to have a bundle for you to buy. You have to
understand my fear is that this is the same folks that put Resident Evil 0 and RE4 and everything for $30 a piece.
Yeah, I know.
So if these are $30 a piece, then that's a garbage deal because this trilogy's been available for a long time. You get all 3 of them for $30, and for a lot cheaper these days. I already have the Devil May Cry trilogy and DMC and a Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, and I will be getting Devil May Cry 5 on Xbox. Those are already available. Why wouldn't you put your best foot forward? I don't know. My big issue with Dante for Smash is not that Devil May Cry is not on the thing. I've already said that I think Nintendo should use their Smash opportunity as a way of extending the olive branch and reaching out and getting support. I think it's a good trade. Devil May Cry is just Bayonetta clone. I mean, they're different, but they are very similar.
That's what I was thinking about, because I was like, what would they do with him? Would he be basically like what Bayonetta is? But then I was thinking, Dante, and then maybe they throw in an Echo Fighter, and is Nero his name, the new kid?
Yeah.
Maybe they do a Dante Nero.
I'm sure they could
double thing or something like that.
When I say clone, I didn't mean per se like the Smash Fighter, although I would imagine they fight very similarly. I literally was thinking the franchise.
Oh, sure. Devil May Cry and Bayonetta are basically the same thing, except one's a guy and one's a girl.
Yeah. There are big Bayonetta and Devil May Cry fans.
I'm sure some people are going to jump on us for that, because
some people are not going to like that.
Crazy Devil May Cry fans.
They're very similar games.
It's the same hack and slash type game,
but yeah, I mean, you could do a lot worse than Dante, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, you could do a lot worse than Dante. There's a lot of people have been excited.
I would have picked Dante before Joker.
And I would not have, only because I think Persona is like riding a wave right now.
I see. In favorability or most likely to be added to the roster.
Sure.
I would have never picked Joker.
He definitely has more of a legacy. Yeah, he's definitely more of a legacy. And Devil May Cry 5, by all accounts, is very good. I really liked DMC, which I know a lot of people did not, and it's probably my favorite. In maybe Devil May Cry 3, and then maybe DMC.
I do remember
DMC,
playing.
I liked a lot more than people did.
I remember playing either the second or the third one with a friend in high school. I just remember thinking Dante's hot. Dante's hot.
I really like Devil May Cry 4. I don't like it as much as the other ones, but I think DMC is the one I always remember. I really like DMC. So, it's cool. I think all of the non-answers, just leave everything up to speculation, which I think is a bad. Like, I'm all for teasing something, but this is weird. They didn't, you would imagine that if they were going to put Devil May Cry, if they're going to port a game, you would port the trilogy. If you're not porting the trilogy, because that makes the most sense, then you should probably say why. Because that's what everybody's going to want to know. I hate to tell somebody else how to run their business, but this one seems pretty basic in my opinion. If you're not going to put the trilogy on it, because it's not like they re-released Devil May Cry, the original standalone, anywhere else. So if you're going to release it standalone here, say why, or at least tell us the price, so we can at least know, if there's $30, $40 price tag behind this, and like the Resident Evil stuff. I don't know. Are you going to get Devil May Cry on Switch?
Probably not. I followed the series up through the trilogy, and I stopped at 4, and then 5 just doesn't interest me at all, because now it's been pretty much just Nero, and I like the Dante stuff. So probably not gonna get on it or anything. I still haven't gotten the Final Fantasy stuff.
Devil May Cry 4, you get to go between the two. It's cool. I still like DMC. I don't know why people didn't like that one. It's good stuff. But so Devil May Cry is on the way, and maybe that means more Capcom support.
Yeah.
Because we're getting ports, but we're not really getting anything from them.
They've been saying that there's rumors that a new Monster Hunter exclusive to Switch is coming. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what they could do with their Resident Evil remake. If they could get that on a Switch, or if they're looking at, in the future ones, but that'd be something I'd be hopeful for, but I don't know. Devil May Cry, maybe. Dante for Smash, maybe. It's as good a guess as anybody else, I imagine.
Yeah, it's just I just thought it was the weirdest thing that I was literally lying awake thinking about that less than 2 days before it comes out. The news comes out.
He has a good character. They have a lot of fans, good appeal. That's something to get people there. But again, if that is the plan, man, you should just. I would really hate for Dante to be unveiled for Smash right now, knowing if we just know that we're getting DMC from the trilogy HD remake on PlayStation 3 from 2008, 9.
I don't know. It's been a long time.
That's what we get to show for it. It's like, come on, guys, try hard. I don't know.
Whatever.
At least with Persona, we're getting brand new Persona game. You know,
yeah,
like that's something to look forward to. We're not getting the one, but we are getting a brand new game. Whether you like that or not, we're getting one, not an HD port job from a decade ago.
Yeah.
I think more will come. I do. I'm being a little tongue in cheek because I just think it's a really weird what they've done. I think more will come.
I think you're right. I think you make a big splash in the pond as opposed to little pebbles with what Capcom's been doing. They've just been throwing little bitty things at us. It's like, okay, sure. And
I mean, E3's around the corner. Maybe they've got more DMC things to say. Maybe there's like a DMC collection coming or something. Maybe in a month we'll be all excited about Devil May Cry. I don't know, but I don't know.
My turn. Nintendo Europe email went out. It's kind of like a newsletter. It's placing Cadence of Hyrule, which is the Crypt of the Necrodancer new game that is kind of a crossover with Zelda, if you guys forgot. It's placing it on the list between Resident Evil releases and Assassin's Creed 3 Remaster for the month. Meaning it's going probably to be coming out this month, later on.
Next week.
Would it be next week? Because Resident Evil just came out, right?
Resident Evil's the week after next, I think.
Okay, well then it's probably going to be third week of May.
Yeah.
Previously, we've just gotten that it was coming in spring 2019, but it's pretty soon. Like
right around the
literally
corner.
Just right here.
Pop ratings.
Didn't think it was going to be that fast.
Excited? That's
at least for Europe. I'm sure it would release.
Yeah, same time.
Internationally, everywhere. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about it. I'm going to pick it up day one. I wish there would be a physical, but there's not going to be.
Sure. EB Games Canada put up some retail listings. So this is one I have no idea why. I mean, I do, but it doesn't make any sense. Second one is somewhat newsworthy. So Darksiders 2 is on the way to Switch. Darksiders 2 is my favorite Darksiders game, and I have played them all. And I love Darksiders 2. It's great. I just can't buy it again. I own that game on like 7 different consoles. I can't understand why it's still coming. I mean, I'm all for the Switch having Darksiders 2. It just feels like that should have been a launch game. That should have been here 2 years ago. Why are we doing this now?
Everybody wants their games on Switch now.
But I do love Darksiders 2, so I can't say bad things about Darksiders 2. It's very Zelda-ish and it's fun. I love that game. It's definitely way better than the latest Darksiders. That game is not as good. But they listed Biomutant for Switch, which is interesting.
I've never heard of this game.
So Biomutant is, now we saw it at E3. It's Unreal Engine, and you play as a Marvel-looking rocket character, like this raccoon thing. I want to say I believe, and I hope I'm not mis-talking or sounding like an idiot. When I first saw it, I kind of thought maybe it was something like Beyond Good and Evil. It kind of has a vibe. But it's very much, it's like this mutated animals thing. And it looks great. It's an open world adventure game. Now here's the thing. When I say it looks great is what they showed in their first trailer, like, looked great. It looked amazing. It looked wonderful. It ain't gonna look like that on Switch at all. Not even close. Not half that good. That was a high-end PC or an Xbox, like at best, that's what it was running on when they showed it. But if they could port it over and it could, I don't know what the performance, I don't want to keep beating the dead horse. People know how I feel about these big games trying to be deported over to Switch, but that would be a big, like, third-party, I don't want to say because I don't think a lot of people know about it, but I mean, it's something. Because it seems like that well is already starting to run dry. We don't have a whole lot, like, on the future. We've got, Doom Eternal and Wolfenstein. But, like, in terms of big third-party ports that you can expect on all consoles at the same time, there's not a lot of that. Biomutant isn't that. It's not to that air. But it is a quote-unquote, current-gen game that if it's coming to Switch, I think would be a pretty big deal and would get some people excited. The trailer looked great. If you've never seen it, it's from THQ Nordic. I mean, it really looked good. I thought it looked really good. So if you've never heard about it, go YouTube it. Go check out Biomutant and stay tuned. Maybe that's something that they showed at E3.
Okay. We got our May NES Online titles very sneakily, by the way. They just kind of randomly dropped, hey, here's what's coming in May. Everybody be surprised, right? No, these are, in my opinion, nothing to write home about. Donkey Kong Jr. versus Excite Bike and Clue Clue Land. Is this what we're paying for? Yeah. I know all of the good NES games have already come and gone. We're just waiting on Super Nintendo stuff.
What's coming soon? As I might remind everybody,
be coming at E3.
Next week is our E3 discussion. So next week we'll start talking about things like that. But they got to do something, man, because I couldn't care about this anymore. I'm so over it. And nothing against Clue Clue Land and versus Excite Bike, but not interested. I am not interested in any more NES stuff. Like, I'm done. I was done 8 months ago. And now it's just like, we
were all downloading it that night. And then after maybe the first month, we were done. Tecmo Bowl, and that was it.
I think that's how everybody was with their NES classics. Like, we all got excited about it, but, I mean, the people that I know, even the people that I know that really like NES Classic, they weren't playing that thing after a month. I don't want to be mean and rude to the fans that grew up with the NES, but those games just don't hold up as well.
No. It's all nostalgia.
They're just not as good. I'm sorry. They're just not as good. There are some amazing games. Mario 3 is incredible, and it's always good.
Oh, absolutely.
And I played Mario 3 on my Switch, and it was awesome. And Tecmo Bowl is great, but
Legend of Zelda?
The well runs dry fast.
Metroid. Yeah. I know there's probably maybe about 10 that I think are great.
There's like 10.
Yeah.
And we got 7 of them that first batch. And now they just keep giving us NES games.
Giving us 3 every month.
Nobody wants us anymore. Please stop.
Yep.
So, we'll save the other commentary for next week, which I'm excited about. We have a guest coming.
Yes. Can't wait. I get to ooze.
Oh, I have all kinds of things to say. I don't know if I'm going to do... No, I'll save it. All right.
Yeah.
The Switch is close to surpassing lifetime sales of the PlayStation 4 in Japan.
After 2 years.
It's a big deal.
Incredible.
And they're about to launch in China.
That's
basically the exact same standard expectation for sales for this upcoming year as they did this past year, 18 million. Now, they said they're not counting China into that mark, but I imagine that they will. And I think that'll be huge. I imagine the Switch will sell very well in China. So like Tencent's rolling out all kinds of games and stuff with them. So, but that's big news because the PlayStation 4 is still a pretty big hit in Japan. They've had a lot of great games and Monster Hunter, Persona, and things like that. So it's a pretty big get. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, I agree. It's crazy. With that, we're going to get into our messages. So we'll answer our questions direct from you. First, Caroline, what faction are you choosing in Fire Emblem Three Houses? That question comes in from Dylan. Dylan, my boy. What's up, D-Senpai? I think this is just... I don't know. I love Edelgard. Edelgard, her design is great. She's voiced by Christina V, who is one of my favorite voice actresses. So her empire is Adrestian Empire, I believe. The red one. The red one. Yeah. So I kind of want to make my main character a guy just so he can be hanging out with his student Edelgard and marrying the princess and stuff. I think that would be so good. Hang on. All right. So I thought we played as the teacher. We actually gotta play one of these? I mean, I think you end up making alliance with a certain faction. Okay. You have to teach all of them, but I think there's a point in time where you have to join up with one of the empires. So like Fates, at some point you have to pick a path. Yes. Are we going to be able to play as the other paths? I don't know. We haven't gotten any news on this game, which is surprising to me. But they're not releasing 3 of them, right? Oh, no. Heavens, no. That's what I'm saying. Like, so it's not going to be like Fates. No. So you're Edelgard. Adrestian. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Now, I don't know any of that stuff, but I do remember, like, the factions, and I'm going to go with the Black Eagles. So whoever that is, I'll go the black and green one? I'm looking at their emblem, and it's like tan and red and stuff. Yeah. The Black Eagles are one of the 3 noble houses at the Officers Academy. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Now you got me looking. They hail from that's Adrestian Empire. That's Edelgard's, Adrestian. Oh, okay. Well, then I'm doing your thing.
Yeah.
So who am I playing as? Edelgard?
You play as the green-haired person. I can't remember the name of the main character. It's driving me crazy. But yeah, Edelgard is the princess or the lead heir of the Black Eagles.
Obviously, I have not been following all of the bits because, I mean, outside of what they showed us, I mean, I'm not following. Mm-hmm. I did see that, like, I think Nintendo's Twitter started putting up some, this is so-and-so from such and such. I'm like, I'm not into that.
They have got to do a direct. Like, I can't believe that they haven't done one already.
In 45 days.
They've got to. I mean, people have already, like, Seasons of Warfare pack is pretty much already sold out everywhere. Byleth, that's the name of the character. Okay. Byleth.
Yeah. I remember that. So yeah, outside of that, I mean, I've already bought it, so I'm not I'm not following every whim and everything. I mean, I know what Fire Emblem is, and I'm sure we'll see this, and then hopefully I like it. I'm still on the fence about it. I'm not 100% sold with this new approach, but we will see. But yeah, I would play as the girl for the Eagle team. Team Eagle.
Team Eagle. Black Eagles, Adrestian Empire.
Kimberly asks, what has been your favorite Switch game so far in 2019?
Dang, if you'd asked me this next week, I might have a different answer. It's got to be Yoshi. That's really the only thing that I've played so far this year.
It is interesting. It's May, and we haven't had a whole lot of, like...
There's been, like,
the
2
January
first-party releases.
To May has been huge on PlayStation and Xbox.
Well, for indies, it's been big for Nintendo, but we've only had Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe and Yoshi?
Oh,
is that it?
Box Boy.
I'm talking about first party.
Box Boy.
Box Boy's first party?
It's from HAL.
Oh, okay. Yoshi's probably the only one. I mean, it might be a first party. I don't know. I just...
Box Boy is the only one I've beaten to the end. It's an interesting question because this year looks so promising. Has so many like huge pillars that we're looking forward to, but we're still looking forward to them.
I know that's why I said next week my opinion might change.
My favorite game that I've played might be Shakedown Hawaii, that's really recent, or
based off 2 days,
or Labo VR. Had a lot of fun with Labo.
Yeah, see, if I had gotten Labo, I think I might have said Labo over Yoshi, but they're sold out.
I'm more excited about Labo VR than I am Yoshi. That's the only reason I say that. Tetris 99 was this year, right?
Yep, and I still haven't touched it.
I was pretty hot to trot on that for a bit. Yeah, it was fun. It was good. It was a little highlight moment.
Sparse. It's been really sparse.
We didn't really do a lot of these big indies that a lot of people are playing, right? We didn't do Cuphead. Cuphead's huge. It's a big
Cuphead's
game.
Pretty big, but I haven't gotten it yet.
And I'm not going to. And then Katana Zero. So there are games like that I'm sure would top most people's radars. But personally, I would say probably Shakedown Hawaii or Labo, and then Yoshi and Box Boy behind them so far. That's kind of where I'm sitting right at the moment.
I'm thinking my time at Porsche is going to suck up all of my time.
I think we're all hoping by the end of the year that none of those games are on our top list.
No, absolutely not. I want to say Fire Emblem, Animal Crossing, whatever else, Pokemon.
Yeah, I played Animal Crossing this past weekend, as I shared with you.
I know.
I had a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, jealous. It kind of got me excited.
You named your town Caro.
I did, and I was trying to get Victoria to play, and she wouldn't play. I've got that, and it looks great on my hacked Wii U. It looks wonderful, actually.
It does. I'm jealous.
So good.
Able to play that on your gamepad.
It's so much fun, and I played it. So I turned it on to try and coerce her into playing. And she wasn't having it, so I was like, well, I'll just kind of go through the tutorial. And that lasted like 3 hours. I kept playing. I was just... And it's been a long time since I played Animal Crossing, I think since they updated New Leaf, and which even then I didn't play much with the camp. So it's been a while. I needed a reminding of just how much I enjoy chill Animal Crossing. I was just hanging out. I was like, man, this is so peaceful, and it brings me so much joy. Like, I'm not doing anything. I'm like picking up fruit and like throwing away trash.
I know. I miss it. Kicking around balls.
Yeah.
I love the balls in Animal Crossing original. I love him.
Yeah, so that's what I was doing. I was just kind of walking around and just having a time. I was like, this is going to be really good when it comes to Switch. Not that I don't feel like that needs to be said, but
I'm counting down the days.
If you've forgotten or you're not cognizant, it's going to be really good. It's going to be really good.
I'm cognizant. I think about it multiple times a week. And once we get E3, I'm going to be thinking about it on the daily.
Ooh, E3 comes. So with that, we'll go ahead and get out of here. But before we do, just a reminder, next week is our pre-E3 show. Yay! So we're going to talk about predictions. We're going to talk about all those games that we know are coming, what we're hoping we might see in a month. So if you've got questions for us for E3, you have a week to get them to us. Discord, Twitter @ShackLife, email them, whatever you want to do. Pigeon, get your questions in because it's going to be a long show. We have a guest coming, and I know he's very excited to come Shack, and it's going to be a blast. So we're trying to hold back the hype to save it for the show. So I'm excited. I'm excited to do it and get into some of these games that
I need an outlet.
We've been holding off on. So it'll be fun. That'll be it next week. Caroline, you got anything else to add?
No, man.
So that'll do it for us, and we are out. Good night, Coupons.
Bye.